Merci. Shelley, que te dame en sus squats. Anustin, Big Swan, Fayas, Adustian, Nigavino, Métis source. Thank you, Shelley. It's an honor to be invited to speak at Portage College, Métis Week. Portage has a special place in my heart because I taught here for 2.5 years. Back in the day, I taught university first year and second year courses. So every time I come here, it gives me just a tremendous feeling. What I'm going to be speaking on today, I call an oral living history. And I never spoke publicly about this experience before. I've told select friends of what happened, the details of what happened during the negotiations with the late Premier Lottie about restating the Aboriginal and Treaty Rights Clause section in the Constitution of Canada. The fathers of the Federation, which were the premiers or first ministers of the Constitution, of the premiers and the Prime Minister of Canada. And Trudeau had this vision, Pierre Elliott Trudeau had this vision that it was time for Canada to repatriate the Constitution. The Constitution is the highest law of the land. And up to that time, in order for Canada to amend its Constitution, it had to go to Great Britain and the House of Lords to get the final blessing for Canadians to amend their own laws, the highest law of the land, Canadian Constitution. And he felt that was wrong. And I did too, as well as many, many other people. And the amending formula of the Constitution was negotiated amongst the First Ministers. And the formula they came up with was 7 of the 10 provinces that constituted 50% of the Canadian population could amend the Canadian Constitution. And Quebec said right off the bat, René Lévesque was the leader of Parti Québécois, and their goal right from day one was to separate, form their own country. So Lévesque said, no, I'm not going to support that. So then there was another province to the west of us that had never signed treaty. And the premier at the time was Mr. Bennett. And he said, no, I cannot become a member of the amending formula unless you drop Section 34. unless you delete Section 34 of the Canadian Constitution. And Section 34 had been negotiated through a series of conferences, meetings, closed-door sessions, and I had been appointed as co-chair of the Native Council of Canada's commission that went across Canada asking people what they would like to see in the Aboriginal Rights Clause. And it ended up, the wording was, the Aboriginal peoples of Canada includes, back then the word was Indian, Inuit, and Métis, and that the Aboriginal treaty rights are recognized and affirmed. That was 1 and 2, and number 3 goes on to say about modern land claim agreements. So, in order to get BC's support for the amending formula, they took out Section 34. And when the national leaders, the Indigenous leaders from across Canada, First Nation, Inuit, and Métis, heard about it, when I heard about it, it was devastating. Because we had worked so hard to get that in the Constitution, Section 34. And at the time, 1981, I had, developed a really good working relationship with Premier Lahi. I had done my homework researching his background, and his mother, Belle Hardesty, a Métis woman from southern Alberta. And I knew that. But he never, ever expressed his Métis identity, or he didn't deny it, he just didn't say anything about it. So I knew that. And I started receiving phone calls from across Canada because the other leaders knew I had this working relationship with Lahi. And asking that I asked for a meeting to meet with Lahi to convince him to reinstate 34. And so when I asked him for a meeting, I did it through a phone call and writing letters. Because back then there was no cell phone or laptops, etc. It was all by mail. And he wouldn't respond to begin with, and he finally did, and he said, no, I can't grant you a meeting. So I told the other national leaders as soon as I got a response. So what they decided to do was gather in Edmonton at the Edmonton Kingsman Fieldhouse. This is November of 1981. So the gathering started happening about a week. They ended up about 5,000 people. And all the national leaders and myself and provincial presidents of Métis organizations, we all gave speeches. And I remember I started hearing this chant, march, march. So we all marched to the legislature in a protest. And by this time, in front of the legislature, which you can see there, this is the south side, by the way, which you can see there, was run by RCMP. They were well organized. They were probably aware there was going to be a march and a protest happening. By any chance, does anybody hear that march that time?
I was too young.
You're probably all too young. But anyways, and then he wouldn't come out and talk to us. He wouldn't address us. You know, he might as well have been just talking to the wall. There was a lot of pressure right across Canada, a lot of pressure on the first ministers, etc., etc. And so at the time, Fred Martin was my key strategizer, especially on the constitutional negotiations. And my elder was Maurice Laurendale, the late Maurice Laurendale. So we got together that evening of the march, and we strategized. And we came up with a plan. And the plan was that I would do a single protest every morning on the south side of the legislature where this eternal flame, as you can see there. And we went down and cut a willow from the banks of the North Saskatchewan River. And I would tie a braid of sweetgrass on the willow and burn it every morning at 7 a.m. And there was, the media was always there, CBC radio, CFRN television, the Edmonton Journal, etc. And that picture was taken by the Edmonton Journal. This is a description of the cover photograph. Then finally, I did it 3 mornings in a row. In the afternoon of the 3rd morning, I got this phone call from the Premier. Elmer, we got to meet. Well, he had been feeling the pressure too, and the media had hounded him for an interview, and he just wouldn't talk to the media, talk to anybody. And I could see him on the 3rd floor of the ledge was his office facing the south. And I could see the curtain move every once in a while when I was burning the sweetgrass and praying. And at the lower end of the picture, you can see somebody standing behind the eternal, like the podium of the plane, of the flame. And that's Muriel Stanley Benn. She talked me into allowing her to come with me, even though it was supposed to be a single protest. So the following day we met, and Fred Martin, my strategist, came, and Maurice Laurendale to the meeting. And the way it was organized was just outside of the Premier's office. There was a small meeting room, and attached to that meeting room was another office that we were assigned to. The Premier worked in his office, and we would meet in this little meeting room to discuss the issue of reinstating Section 34 in the Constitution. And he said right off the bat, he said, I cannot put in Section 34 the way it was taken out because Premier Bennett will never support it. And then I asked, well, what do we have to do? He said, well, we have to change the wording. And of course, it was my duty and obligation serving the Métis members of the Métis settlements, always trying to get the best deal I can. And that's the Métis way of doing things. Certainly not going to settle for less or make it weaker than it was. So we would, then I said, you know, Mr. Premier, my view is that the existing Constitution as it is not balanced. I said, under Section 9124, Indians and land reserved for Indians and the Indian Act includes First Nation and Inuit. Because Inuit got accepted in 1921 through a litigation. Quebec litigated against the feds because they didn't want the responsibility of Inuit at the time. And they were successful, so they became 9124 people. But the Métis were left out, and there was this constant game of the responsibility of Métis. The feds would say, no, we're not, give it back to the provinces, and the provinces would say, no, we're not responsible for Métis. So Métis were left in this, in a state of limbo, if I could use that word, especially after 1885. They were really prosecuted and dispersed. If 3 Métis men were caught talking after 1985, it was considered a political meeting, and they were thrown in jail. That's how bad it was. And a lot of those Métis had moved further west and settled, a lot of them settled around Fishing Lake. That became Fishing Lake Métis settlement. So, and I knew that Lougheed and Trudeau had the energy wars. I know it was about the national energy program. I don't know if you remember that, or policy. And Trudeau started Petro-Canada. And he wanted more taxes from Alberta's natural resources. Because in 1930, the feds transferred the ownership of natural resources to Alberta, through the legislation called the Natural Resources Transfer Act. And that really put another hardship on Métis. That forced them on road launches, because up to that point, they could squat on public lands, federal public lands. It caused just a lot of hardship and on the Métis. They were very destitute and poor, no education, no health, etc., etc. And probably you sitting there, a lot of your ancestors went through that extreme hardship back then. And so I knew that Lougheed had a distaste for Ottawa and Eastern Canada. And some of you might remember the cartoons where there would be a cow standing across Canada, eating in Alberta, and the other was over Ontario. And there was this little cartoon guy milking the cow. You know, and that's been always the animosity, even back in Riel's days, about the East, always treating the West as just a place of natural resources and taxation, etc. And that's still kind of the feeling today, you know, in the politics. So I knew this. So that's where I introduced the Constitution was not balanced with excluding Métis from it. And Lougheed really sympathized with that. He could relate to it. So then we would break back to our meeting rooms to strategize. And I was standing by a south window overlooking the North Saskatchewan River. It was an afternoon. I think it was even cloudy then too, and because there's weather's changed, you know, when it was going from summer to fall, and we get this type of weather a lot, and those transitions. And I was looking at the river, and what came to mind was that the river was been existing for thousands of years. And the Creator made that river millennia ago, and it always was existing. And across the river was the Lac La Biche Reserve, where First Nations had lived. And they had lived there for millennia, thousands of years, because Edmonton was called a Musquatchie, a beaver house. And on the north side of the bank, Métis had lived since the late 1600s and had river laws, because a lot of them had worked for the Hudson Bay Company and the Northwest Company as traders, voyageurs, as freighters, etc., etc. So I knew some of my ancestry was Cree, Irish, and French. So my Cree ancestry linked back since time immemorial, since the days the river was created. And I could relate to that. And I thought, if it wasn't for my ancestors, I wouldn't be existing today. And I'm existing. And that wisdom, that gift, the river gave to me, of the word existing. And when I was standing there looking down at the river and thinking, and this existing come floating by my mind's eye, it really felt good. So I turned, and Fred was in deep thought and writing notes down. He did a lot of scribbling as he was thinking. He had a PhD in mathematics. And he had worked on the Martin Luther campaign in the U.S. in the movement. And he was an extreme strategist. He was always thinking on his own. He was like an introvert. He always went inside himself. People like that. But they're very, very deep thinkers, and when they say something, you gotta listen. But I turned, and Morris was looking at me, and I said, "What about the word existing?" And Morris looked at me. I could tell he was thinking. And he said, "I like it. Let's try it on the printer." So we got back to the common meeting room, and we started talking. And it was the responsibility of the president, and I was the president then, at 33, the Federation of the Métis Settlements. So I introduced the word existing to the Premier. And I don't know if you've ever met the late Premier Lyon. He's not a very tall man. And he's also a deep thinker, a lawyer, very, very intelligent, wise person. So I could tell right away, as soon as he heard the word, he was thinking, he said, I got to talk to my legal advisors. And when he come into the meeting, he had at least 4 staff, and probably all lawyers and educated people. And he came back within a very short while. He said, let's let the courts decide on the meaning of existing. And he said, Mr. Premier, I'm existing, and the courts don't have to decide on me. So I used myself as an example of an existing Métis. So he said, my biggest challenge is going to be Premier Bennett. To convince him with the word added, then it became the existing Aboriginal treaty rights are recognized and affirmed. In that the Aboriginal peoples of Canada include the Indian, Inuit, and Métis. That didn't change, neither did the 3rd clause about modern land claim agreements. And we were also in the Bill of Rights, that we still are. That didn't change. So then I said, well, my role then is going to be convincing the Métis presidents of Alberta, MAA, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba to accept the new word existing. And I said I would also talk to the First Nation leadership and the Inuit. So, right off the bat, the Métis leaders accepted it. He said, it's stronger. Existing is a lot stronger than what it was, Section 34 was. The Inuit weren't really too sure, but the biggest opposition of when it ended up, the biggest opposition of Métis being accepted as Aboriginal people were by the Inuit. And that's because there's no Métis in the Arctic Circle. Even though there are mixture, you're either non-Indigenous or you're Inuit. There's no in between. So I remember one of the leaders, Zebedee Lugak, when he was making his points about not accepting Métis, he said, there's this big cookie jar on the table. It's a federal pot of money. And already there's 10 hands in it, plus the 2 territories, the First Nation and the Inuit. There's no room for another hand. And I said, my God, you got a big imagination. First of all, there's no cookie jar. Canada is a huge, huge country. They can accommodate Métis. You know, and slowly that argument started to be put along the wayside. And Harry Daniels finally nailed it. He took one of the leaders in the clothes closet at a meeting on Parliament Hill. And they were in there quite a long time, and nobody bothered to go check it. It was a small little clothes closet room, too. And pitch dark in there. I don't know what happened, but when they came out, anyone agreed Métis were Aboriginal. Harry never did tell me, even though I tried my best to get him to tell the story. That was their experience, you know. And so we went across Canada, and finally Premier Bennett came on board for the demanding Florida, and Section 35 got reinstated in the Constitution. 10 minutes to go. So, you know, it took a long time. The Constitution was finally proclaimed in 1982. And I was invited to attend. And I sat on the stage not too far from where they signed the document, the Queen and Trudeau, that time. And the night before, I was invited to the Queen's state dinner. And I was informed I couldn't talk to the Queen unless she talked to me. And if she came to me, I had to do a little treaty with my head bowed. You know? It's only has to do, and I thought that's so wrong. Not my thing. Anyways, she come and talk to me. You know, and who was standing next to me was Premier Smallwood. Remember Joey Smallwood? He was the premier that he was trying to retire. He's just a little guy too, you know, and he walks on his tiptoes when he walks. You know, politicians come in all different shapes and sizes, and we all have these quirks, you know, they're all different. Anyways, she asked me a few questions, and I answered it the best I could, and she just walked away. And Joey kind of poked me in the ribs. She said, "You did a good job." I can't even remember what it said, but anyways, that was a part of that whole pomp and ceremony. Certainly not Métis style, let me tell you. How we celebrate, you know, through fiddle playing and jigging and singing and telling stories and laughing and joking. I've never ever had this opportunity to share this, what I call an oral living history story. And I believe I'm the only Métis leader of that era that's still here. You know, it was so unfortunate. Well, a lot of the leaders at the time were much older than me. You know, I was in my early 30s. But I just had an excellent upbringing. Very, very strong family, very, very religious, Catholic and Cree. Singing Cree hymns, doing smudging, burning Wicca, going to Mass. Dad played the drum, sang songs, etc. And Mom was 3/4 Irish, 18 years younger than Dad. And they had 14 children. I was the third youngest. Mom tells me I was conceived in the same bedroom that I was born in by 3 midwives. And I've never been in a hospital yet. touch wood. You know, they practiced traditional medicine back then. I'm so blessed to have a really good foundation to do what I'm doing. Anyways, that's the end of my talk. And I'd like to thank Shelley again for giving me the opportunity to tell this story. And I think some people are recording it, so now it's going to be a recorded history. So thank you so much.
Did anyone have any questions? I do have a mic here.
I do.
Figure out
Who did Harry Daniels work for at the time?
Harry was president of the Native Council of Canada.
Oh, because he was like the national president?
Yeah. And at the time, the national president of the Native Council of Canada consisted of Métis and non-status. If I could just add a little bit to this. The First Nations, Inuit and Métis were invited to the constitutional table, and each were given 2 seats. And the 2 seats that were given through the Native Council of Canada, one seat Métis sat in, the other one was non-status, sat in the other seat. So I always felt that was absolutely wrong and unfair. And so I would attend the Native Council of Canada meetings because, part of the strategy. And you're going into election, and Harry knew he wasn't going to get re-elected because there's too many non-status on the board of directors. So we set the sign, and who became elected was a non-status, vice president non-status, and over 50% of the board of directors were non-status. Métis didn't have a voice, didn't have a quorum. So, one meeting in Winnipeg, and I used to have this habit back then. I slept an average of 4 hours a night because of the research that had to be done. We didn't have Google and stuff. We relied a lot on newspapers, contact with one another, contacts within the federal government, provincial government. And my strategist was John Weinstein then, by that time. And one night I just couldn't sleep in the Fort Garry Hotel. So, and I had been talking to Jim Sinclair about forming another organization, breaking away from the NCC. So I walked down the street to Riel's statue. It was about 2:30 in the morning. And I sat there and thinking, and what came to mind was time for a divorce. The Métis have to divorce the First Nations. The relationship had soured. We couldn't sit at the table to really negotiate Métis Aboriginal rights. So when I came into the hotel, I was walking past the lobby, I heard this voice, Elmer. And sitting in the shade was Jim Sinclair. He said, I want to talk to you. And Jim was a very rough and tumble politician, old style politics. So we sat and talked till morning. And he said, I really like where you're going. He said, it's true. We need our own organization. And by then we had litigated against the Secretary of State for giving us 2 seats, for not giving us 2 seats, giving one to non-status. And I knew that non-status were already within 9124. You know, because there were non-status, First Nation people already included in 9124, and through the Indian Act, etc. If a First Nation woman married a non-status man, she lost her status. And the other way around, if a non-Indigenous woman married a status man, she gained status. And I always knew it was just a matter of time, because the women's movement was really getting strong during that time too. They wanted to get reinstated. So we agreed. So we strategized about a name, and what came up was Métis Constitutional Council. And that became the vehicle. And 2 days before the First Ministers' Conference, the Secretary of State asked us to drop litigation, and he gave 2 seats to Métis. But by that time, Lougheed and I had made an Alberta agreement. So I went with the Alberta delegation, to give other Métis a chance to sit in those 2 seats. I didn't want to occupy one because the deal had already been made in Alberta. So that's another story within the story of the details that were happening behind the scenes. Because a lot of times what's recorded in history, there's no details. And, the devil's in the details. And that's where a lot of the deals are made, is behind closed doors, one-on-one talks. Because you're always wheeling and dealing as a politician, and you're always trying to get the best deal you can. You're not going to back down. It was, things were just coming to a head, and the Royal Council, the Royal Proclamation, or what was it called, RCAP? Royal Commission of Aboriginal People, was holding hearings across Canada at the time. There was all these moving parts, and to try and stay on top of what was happening to get the latest, because you're going to be at the negotiating table. And the other side is doing the same thing. And usually who does their homework the best can get a better deal. So, anyways, that's how we ended up. Métis ended up in Section 35. And then we're existing. Hi.
Any other questions? I know Cindy always has a question. Okay, we'll have time at the end after.
Who was the president of the MAA at the time?
The late Sam Studer.
Okay, so when you were doing the protesting and stuff at the ledge,
Yep.
so was MAA involved in any of that, or?
There were a lot of members involved, but Sam wasn't.
Okay.
He wasn't there that day. At least I didn't see him. Maybe he was, but he was already getting older,
Oh.
and his legs were bothering him as well. So he might have been, but there was a lot of MAA people there, and once in a while when we get together, we talk about it, But a lot of young people too. It reminds me of the Greta Thunberg. The way she's stirring up, the young people, the millennials. And it's my view. It's the millennials, the people that were born between 82 and 96, they're very well educated. We're talking about First Nation, Métis, and Inuit people. They're coming out of university with degrees, master's degrees, and PhDs, haven't lost their identity. You know, they're really getting turned on. And they're really thirsty for spirituality, indigenous spirituality, identity. They really want to know their identity. You know, and I come up with a word that I coined. I was writing a paper, Métisism. It's the ideology of Métis people. Because movements start, nations start, they have to have an ideology, from my perspective. And I've been told that word describes it all. Very holistic word.